Hey, welcome to Rusty Bow. I have this big bolt. It's it's cut off piece, has threads, and it's big ass bolt. It's going to be perfect, I think, for a hardy tool. I'm gonna make a bending fork, and I want to do something easy this week and something that's going to be useful for me. I don't have a bending fork yet, but I'm going to. So stay tuned. It's been pointed out to me by a couple people that my anvil is not high enough and that I hunch over when I work, and it's bad for my back and it's not good form and all that. And I understand that, but it may not be obvious to everybody viewing. So yeah, it should come up to my closed fist, about 7 inches higher than what I have right now. My stump obviously is not up to the task, and I am working on eventually getting higher foundation for not only this anvil but my Peter Wright. Because eventually I'm going to have them turn a corner, I'll have different setups on them. But for now, this is what I got. So when you see me hunched over working on this, understand that that is not the proper way to do it, but this is what I got. Okay, so here's the cut off chunk of bolt that I'm going to use to make the hardy, the bending fork. So we'll throw that in there and we'll start pulling into a shape I can start working with. Letting this piece normalize just so any hardness that might be in it goes away. It's always a good idea when you're working with unknown steel, and especially if you're working with something that's in a finalized form, to normalize it so that it's not brittle. And you can work it easier and without causing cracks in weird places and stuff. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to normalize it, and then I'll go back to work on it. Another thing to note too, I don't have a chain or anything on here to dampen the sound of the anvil. Wear earplugs. Well, it's far from perfect, and it's probably a little over big, but it's my first attempt at this, and my next one will be smaller and better than this. Well, that could have gone a lot worse, but it could have gone a lot better. The hook is useful, but it's ugly as sin. And there are cracks right at the base. Yeah, you can see that one worked in from the threads. And I don't think it's a normalization thing. I think that's fine, but I think it's the threads. The next piece I work on will not have threads on it. And I probably will make a smaller, more useful one next week. This thing is huge. I mean, this is like way oversized, and I didn't work it further. I didn't, I could have made it nicer, but with those cracks, I'm like, if I do that, it could break and it won't be useful at all. At least now I have something useful, and I'll make something prettier later. So on a brighter side, I changed the spike out in the Warhammer I made a couple weeks ago. I threaded the hole and made a spike, kind of arrowheadish spike, but thread that, so that worked out pretty good. And this thing is absolutely great for chopping out ice and stuff. We got a lot of ice this year, so it's a good piece. Now back on the bending fork thing, not coming out so well. I made myself a consolation knife. I obviously didn't video this, but I just wanted to do it for fun and practice, and so now I'm gonna go handle it and stuff. But yeah, you gotta take what you take, right? So next week I will do a smaller bending fork, and I'll make it nicer, and it won't be having the threads in there to bollocks things up. So we'll see how that goes. So hope you had a good week and you have a warmer one next week. I will see you on the other side of this one. You stay well. Be good.